Do you know it's about 600 times sweeter than sugar and is commonly found in diet sodas, sugar-free gum, baked goods, and other low-calorie or sugar-free products? Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Davari, and in today's Good For You Tip of the Week video, I'll be discussing the hidden dangers of sucralose. Sucralose is an artificial sweetener that's made from sugar, but it's modified to be calorie-free. Unlike sugar, sucralose is not fully absorbed by the body. This is why it doesn't contribute to calories or affect blood sugar levels significantly. It is often sold under the brand name Splenda and is considered safe by regulatory agencies like the FDA. However, though some studies suggest potential health concerns with long-term use. However, stay tuned until the end of this video and I'll give you some safer alternatives to sucralose. So sucralose is a chlorinated derivative of sucrose. That's table sugar. This means that they take its hydroxyl group, which is the OH group, and they replace it by a chlorine atom. This modification makes it indigestible, so it passes through the body without being broken down for energy, making it effectively calorie-free. You may be asking, what are the health effects and how does it affect us and is it safe for use? In regards to blood sugar and insulin response, sucralose is marketed as having little to no impact on blood sugar levels. However, some studies do suggest it may affect insulin response in certain individuals, particularly those who are not regularly consuming artificial sweeteners. Sucralose has been shown to affect the gut microbiome. There has been research that indicates sucralose may negatively impact gut bacteria, potentially reducing bacteria gut microbes. The long-term consequences of this are still being studied. Now, potential heat-related risks. So when sucralose is heated to high temperatures, such as when you're using it to bake, it can break down and form potentially harmful compounds, including chloropropanols, which may be toxic to us. Are there cancer concerns? While regulatory agencies like the FDA and EFSA, which is the European Food Safety Authority, and WHO have deemed sucralose safe, some studies have linked high doses to potential risks such as DNA damage in animal studies. However, these doses are much higher than what we typically consume. I want to talk about some of the studies that have raised concerns about the potential health risks of sucralose. Here are some of the key ones that I pulled out. For gut microbiome disruption, there was a study done in the Frontiers in Microbiology in 2018. The findings suggested that sucralose reduced beneficial gut bacteria in mice, including lactobacillus and bifidobacteria, while also increasing harmful bacteria. Implications to this: when you alter the gut microbiota, this could impact digestion, immunity, and metabolism. The second research study that I wanted to pull out was about DNA damage and potential carcinogenicity. The study was done in the Journal of Toxicology and Environmental Health, done in 2023. The findings suggested a metabolite of sucralose, which is sucralose 6 acetate, was found to damage DNA and act as a genotoxin in human cells. What are the implications? Long-term consumption might pose a cancer risk, though more human studies are needed. The third research study, potential for toxic byproducts when heated. This study was done in the Journal of Agriculture and Food Chemistry in 2009. Findings showed when heated above 120 degrees Celsius, sucralose can break down and form chloropropanols, which are linked to toxicity and potential carcinogenic effects. What are the implications to us? Well, cooking or baking with sucralose could lead to formation of harmful compounds. Number 4 study. This was a study done on insulin and blood sugar effects. The study was done by Diabetes Care in 2013. Their findings suggested that sucralose affected insulin and blood sugar levels in obese individuals who did not normally consume artificial sweeteners. What are the implications? While often considered diabetes friendly, sucralose might still impact insulin sensitivity in some people. Now, what are the regulatory stances on sucralose? Besides these studies, agencies like the FDA, the EFSA, and WHO still classify sucralose as safe for human consumption within acceptable daily intake limits. However, ongoing research still continues to evaluate its long-term effects. How is sucralose commonly used? Well, you'll see it a lot of times in sugar-free products like sodas, candies, protein powders, yogurts, and baking goods. It's also used in medications and supplements to improve taste without adding sugar. They're found in our toothpaste and our mouthwashes, and since it doesn't cause tooth decay like sugar. Now, I'd like to specifically talk about the harmful effects of sucralose on diabetes. Although sucralose is often marketed as this diabetes-friendly sweetener, some studies do suggest that it has unintended effects on blood sugar and insulin response, especially in certain individuals. So what they've seen is that after the ingestion of sucralose, people with diabetes, it can actually alter their insulin response. A study was done in Diabetes Care 2013, and it showed that in obese individuals who did not regularly consume artificial sweeteners, such as sucralose, caused a 14% increase in blood sugar and 20% increase in insulin levels after consuming a glucose drink. Implications? The study suggests that sucralose may actually trigger insulin response, which could be problematic for those who are trying to manage diabetes. They also showed a study that said, could sucralose contribute to insulin resistance? So they did a study in cell metabolism in 2020. The findings suggested that in animal studies, sucralose affected the way that the body processed glucose, potentially contributing to insulin resistance over time. Implications: insulin resistance is a major factor in type 2 diabetes progression. The third possible negative impact that it may have is on gut microbiome. And so a study was done in the Frontiers of Microbiology in 2018. The findings suggested that sucralose altered gut bacteria in mice, reducing beneficial gut microbes important for metabolism and blood sugar control. What are the implications? Well, since the gut health plays a crucial role in glucose metabolism and in insulin sensitivity, long-term sucralose use could indirectly worsen diabetes. What's the potential for increased sugar cravings in diabetics? Well, there was a study done in 2017 in Nature, and the findings suggested that artificial sweeteners like sucralose can increase cravings for sweet foods by altering the brain's reward system. What are the implications? Well, this could lead to overeating and poor blood sugar control, which is especially harmful for diabetics. So even though sucralose is commonly marketed as a sugar-free sweetener for people with diabetes, there has been emerging research suggesting it may have unintended effects on blood sugar control and insulin response in individuals. If you're looking for safer alternatives to sucralose, here are some options categorized by their source and potential benefits. You have natural sweeteners, which is better for health and digestion. You have stevia. It's derived from the stevia rebondiona plant. If I mispronounced that, I apologize to all the botanists out there. The pros: it's 0 calorie, it does not spike your sugar, and it has antioxidant properties. The cons to it, though, are some people find it to have a slightly bitter aftertaste. Number 2 is my favorite. It's monk fruit, and it's a natural sweetener, and it's from the actual monk fruit. The pros: It has 0 calories, it has antioxidant properties, and there's no impact on your blood sugar. The cons, though, it can be a bit pricey and is often mixed with other sweeteners, so look for pure monk fruit. Number 3 is allulose. It's a rare sugar that's found in small amounts in fruits like figs and raisins. Pros, it tastes just like sugar. It's very low in calories and does not impact your blood sugar. And cons, it can cause digestive issues in large amounts. The next category are sugar alcohols. These are low in calorie and they minimally affect the blood sugar. You have erythritol, which is a sugar alcohol. It's naturally found in some fruits. The pros is that it is low in calorie and does not spike the blood glucose, and it's less likely to cause digestive issues compared to other sugar alcohols. The con is that in very high doses, it may cause mild bloating or gas. And then we have xylitol, and it's a sugar alcohol that's derived from the birch tree or corn. The pros is it's good for dental health. It does not spike the blood glucose sugar significantly either. The con is that it can cause some digestive discomfort in large amounts, and it's definitely toxic to dogs. Then you have coconut sugar. This is a natural sugar. These are not sugar alcohols. It comes from the coconut palm sap. The pros, it contains small amounts of minerals and has a lower glycemic index than white sugar. The con is that it's still high in calories and should be used in moderation. Then we have raw honey. It's a natural sweetener made from bees. The pros, it contains antioxidants and antimicrobial properties. But the con is it does have high amounts of natural sugars, which could impact the blood sugar levels. So to categorize these sugar options, the best option based on your specific needs, if you're looking for weight loss and blood sugar control, grab stevia, monk fruit, or allulose. If you want something that tastes very similar to sugar and its texture to sugar, use allulose or erythritol. For baking, monk fruit is great, also coconut sugar and erythritol. And for gut health, avoid artificial sweeteners and opt for small amounts of honey or natural sugar alternatives. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. It really helps my channel grow. And please leave me a comment on the next topic you would like me to cover. And until next time, make it a great day.